Hey everyone, it's Dominic, the Primetime Treasure Hunter. Welcome back to another video. I want to thank all of you for all of the tremendous responses to the thermal printer review that I did. That's the prior video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'm going to link to it at the end of this video. I wanted to do a little follow-up based on some of the comments. There was a question by Kenny who wanted to know about the label corners and how easy it is to peel the label off. And it's very, very simple. As you can see, the label corners are rounded. That was one of the questions. And I couldn't really show that in the video because I was holding the camera on the tripod. And so right now I have the tripod just standing freely, and so my hands are more free so I could show you better. And it's very easy to peel off. You just go like that. Very simple, and it sticks very easily on a piece of cardboard. So just something like this, just to simulate what you would put it on for a box. Just very easy. You're just gonna apply it like that, and I probably just put it on a little bit crooked, but you get the point. It goes on very, very easy, very simple, no problem. It's not gonna come off. Just make sure you kind of go over it like that. Another kind of question and comment that came in was with regards to what I was talking about with the FedEx labels, and that I have still been unable to find a way to print out FedEx labels on a 4x6 for the Rolo. Now, Kayla had said that she can do that with the Zebra thermal printer. So that's another company I didn't talk about, so you could look for the Zebra thermal printer if you'd like, because when I went on the FedEx website after Kayla mentioned this, I saw that FedEx actually has an entire page dedicated to printing out their labels on a Zebra thermal printer, but not any other type of thermal printer was mentioned. So it seemed like that FedEx was showing preference towards the Zebra model. I'm not sure if they have like a relationship with the two companies or something like that. So if you mostly ship out FedEx, which is not what the vast majority of resellers are doing, most of you are shipping out through USPS like myself, so this isn't really a big issue. Occasionally you have to print out a label the regular way and cut it out and stick it on. If you're primarily doing it with FedEx, then unless there's a way, and let me know down in the comment section, to print it out on a Rolo, then that's probably not going to be the thermal printer you're going to want to get if you're primarily doing FedEx labels. But that remains to be determined. Just because I haven't figured out a way to do it doesn't mean it's impossible. So if there is a way to do it, I will do a separate video that's dedicated just to FedEx labels and Rolo. But as of now, not sure how to do it. Now, the last thing that I want to address was a comment that came in about the video saying that, this video really isn't about the thermal printer. It's really about you having a much more efficient workspace than you did last year. And by the way, why the heck did you have your printer on a separate floor from where you have your inventory? So let me address that. I did address it in the comments, but I wanted to address it on video because the comment is partly true, but it's partly not true. So the part of it that's true is that one of the things I was talking about in that video was ways to make your workspace more efficient. I mean, that's one of the reasons that I said to try to have everything in arm's reach, such as, your tape measure and where your scale is and where your laptop is. That should be your goal, everything in arm's reach. Same with when you're packing. You should have everything within arm's reach so you don't have to keep walking around a lot. All that stuff kind of, just adds to the time that you have to do all of these things. So, but with regards to the video not being at all about the thermal printer, or not being much about the thermal printer, that's really not true, because one of the reasons that I could not have a printer in the same room that I have my inventory, or even upstairs on the first main floor of the house, which is that area where you saw that I print out my shipping labels, is because a regular average size printer is pretty big, especially if you have one of those ones that, you know, it's a fax machine and it's also a copy machine and a scanner. You know, that's the kind that I have. I have a Canon, and it's a pretty big piece of equipment. And it's not something that your spouse is going to want sitting in the kitchen. It's not something that they're going to want sitting in the living room. It's not something that they're going to want sitting in the dining room. So that pretty much rules out the first floor. In terms of down here where I keep my inventory, I need this spot for my inventory. I don't have the space to put a big giant printer. So the other room over, there's actually another part of this basement which I've shot some video in. It has a blue rug and everything. That's really primarily a kids area, and I like to try to keep it that way and not try to creep too much stuff into there, although I do have some comic boxes in there. But you know, I don't want to put a big piece of equipment like a printer, because all I need is for that to get crashed into, and that's going to break, you know, when they're doing like rough and tumble games and stuff down there. So that meant it had to go up onto the second floor. So that's the explanation for that. Now, the thing about the thermal printer, if you remember me showing you how short and compact that it is, that allowed me to put it right next to me, right by, you know, that little table that I have to the right. That was a big advantage of the thermal printer, was the size. I could not put a big giant printer, you know, that's an inkjet or one that uses a toner drum. You know, I just couldn't put that in that space. There just wouldn't be enough room for it. Plus, it would be pretty unsightly. One of the things that I like about the thermal printers, not only the Rollo, but also, you know, you could look at the Zebra, or you could look at the Dymos. They are small, they are short, they're nice and compact, they don't take up a lot of space, and they just, you know, print that label out real easily, real quickly. And it, you know, the Rollo is kind of cool. It has like that nice sleek gray black design to it. It has that nice, you know, rectangular look, whereas the Rollos are more kind of almost like kind of circular shaped in a way, and I think they kind of stand out more. So I like how the Rollo kind of fades into the background more, just kind of has those sleek edges and stuff. So that was one thing about it. The other thing is that you know, if you want to say, for sake of argument, okay, if you want to say, all right, let's just say I found the way that I could keep my printer right here in the core area of Primetime Treasure headquarters, or even let's say I could have kept it on the first floor of my house where I print out my shipping labels. So let's say that was my setup instead. Well, I still would counter that it's going to still take a lot more time that way, because what I have to do is I have to take a scissor, I have to get up, I have got to cut out the label. So that's 4 sides that I've got to cut out off a, you know, piece of paper. The other thing that I have to do is I've got to tape it on. Okay, so those things are going to cost and you know, extra time and extra money in terms of tape and all that type of stuff. So by having the thermal printer and having it on a, you know, self-stick label like this that you just, you know, peel right off, very, very easy, very, very quick, much faster. Just peel it off, put it right on, just like you saw, and that will take you 15 seconds or less. So if you have to cut your labels out of an 8x10 sheet of paper, even if you have the printer right on the same floor as you, it's still going to take probably 3 or 4 times the amount, especially again if you're dealing with situations where tape is sticking up, you know, getting caught up, or you have to get a new tape roll and all this kind of stuff. You know, this is what's going to happen. You know, you're never going to have to get a new tape roll or anything when you're dealing with thermal printers. The most you'll have to do is, you know, refill the thermal printer in the back with more labels, but you know, that's not going to happen all too often. So that's really it. I just wanted to make sure that I you know, that I passed that on to you, and you know, kind of tied up some loose ends with regards to that last video that I did. And maybe some more comments will come in through this video, and also through the other one. There's been a lot of people looking at that one. So, you know, if need be, based on the comments, I use the comments, as you can see here, to create more content. And so I appreciate the comments, both positive and negative. You know, I like to respond to them. But either way, as long as the comments are respectful, that's fine. No problem if there's any kind of disagreement or anything like that. I appreciate the opportunity to clarify for others who may be thinking the same thing, and then I get to just kind of explain myself a little bit more. Now, one little side note, I'm not sure when you will see the next video, because what I'm going to start doing tomorrow morning is I'm going to do a little vlog for my trip to Rakin Profits. So Steve Rakin, almost all of you know who he is. He's about 4 hours away from me in Connecticut, and what I am going to do is travel to Steve's house tomorrow, and we are going to shoot 6 videos, professional style. There's going to be a videographer there and everything. We're going to cover things from estate sales to treasure searching tips. We're going to cover comic books. We're going to cover motivation. We're going to cover working in a reselling business while you have a full-time job. I mean, we are going to cover the whole gamut, and it is going to be one heck of a day. So I am really looking forward to it. I actually have to leave in a few hours, so I want to make sure I get some rest. I got to upload this video, that type of thing. So you know, I'm not sure when it is that you're going to see this. It might be before I go to Steve's, or it might be afterwards. And Steve's probably going to release these videos slowly over time. So just make sure you go to the Rakin Profits channel. There's actually a link to his channel down below when I was interviewed by him earlier this year. So you can go check that out. Make sure you subscribe to Steve. If you don't know Steve and you're brand new, definitely got to go check out Rakin Profits. He is the man. Over 100,000 subscribers that guy has. Absolutely an amazing accomplishment. So you know, there's a reason why he's got that many subscribers, because again, his content is always on point. Great stuff over there. So that's it. I got to wrap this one up. Speaking of subscribing, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button. Make sure you pass this video on, and especially my Rollo printer video, the initial one, to others who you think could benefit from getting a thermal printer in their business. It will really help you out with the whole efficiency, time savings, money savings with the reselling business. Last thing, make sure you come to the Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. I'm going to announce a really cool giveaway on Sunday, and it's going to have a March Madness theme to it, so it's going to be really cool. People are going to be filling out brackets and taking part in a really cool fun poll. I'll tell more detail about that on Sunday, so go check that out. And the last thing is, make sure you follow me on Instagram. That's at prime_time_treasure. I look forward to seeing and hearing from you all in the near future. Talk to y'all later, everyone. Have a good night.